How did that look, Rob?
Well, Gary, that looked great, and this is the first that we have of the audio to introduce you to the 119th Wisconsin State Amateur. Gary D'Amato behind the ninth green today. Rob Hernandez back here in our Wisconsin.Golf studios. That was Aiden Lafferty, Joe Weber, and Jack Blair. Gary, it looked like that was an up and down birdie for Aiden Lafferty. This is the par four that you wrote about, very drivable, and it looked like Aiden Lafferty took aim at it.
Yeah, I think most of the guys are trying to drive the green. I've only seen a couple balls on the green, Rob, and of course we had one eagle early this morning. The very first group, Zach Kulka, hit a 3-wood onto the green about 15 feet above the hole, and had a little tickler that he rolled down the hill and into the hole for an eagle. So one eagle so far that I know of. I've missed several groups, but it's it's drivable, but it's definitely not easy even around the green. As you can see, it's hard to get the ball close.
So in that last group, Aiden Lafferty, Joe Weber, and Jack Blair. Jack Blair, the Badger golfer, came to the ninth hole, 1 under for the day, 7 over for the tournament, and he had caught Lafferty. So we'll double check when they get the live scores posted, but it looks like Aiden Lafferty would go to 1 under for the day, +6. Joe Weber, who won the Ray Fisher last month, now at +3 for the day, +10. The next group coming through, Adam Miller, playing out of Nakusa now. He works at Sand Valley. He's the Madison City champion, and who just won that tournament over the weekend, and former state champion out of Lodi in terms of the state high school championship back in 2015. We've got Josh Teplin of Mequon and Kevin Van Rossen coming up. Gary, from what do you see? I mean, how close do those guys look on the tee box over there? And I'll try to go back to our different view here, and so our listeners can see what we're looking at.
Yeah, it's 270 yards, but I'll tell you what, Rob, that tee box looks farther away than that to me. And we do have one ball on the green in this next group coming up here. It was the last guy to hit, but too far away for me to tell who it was. So one ball on the green. He's got about a 40-foot downhill slider. Any ball on the green is going to leave a downhill putt, because the pin is cut, Rob, just over a false front, just left of the front bunker. So balls on the green are going to release and kick back to the back of the green, and almost every putt is going to be either downhill or maybe we'll have to see a few side hill putts, but nothing uphill on this green for sure.
Gary, as you enjoy the view here at Milwaukee Country Club, we've talked on our podcast, Talking.Golf, about what a special event it is to have this tournament at Milwaukee Country Club. Just sort of describe what you're seeing at a place that very few people ever get to see.
Yeah, it's a number of players said it yesterday. It looks like it has the look and feel of a U.S. Open venue, Rob. It looks a little bit like Shinnecock Hills. There's more trees, obviously, on Milwaukee Country Club than Shinnecock. But if you just take the trees away, just the shape of the holes, the definition of the fairways versus rough, and especially the green complexes look a lot like Shinnecock, or a little bit like Erin Hills, maybe. Of course, as I said, more trees out here, but it's in fantastic condition. The greens are very, very fast, especially above the hole. And as you read in the stories I've been writing, most guys are just aiming for the middle of the greens, because the greens aren't huge. And if you hit the middle of the green, you're going to be putting to a corner where the pin is, but you're going to have no more than a 35-foot putt for birdie. So the guys who are playing really well are controlling the ball and landing it in the middle of the greens.
All right. Well, Gary, what we're going to do now is just I'm going to mute myself, and we're going to go full screen to you and just watch these guys finish the hole, and we'll talk about what we saw after they're done. Hang on 1 minute.
Sounds good. Can you hear me, Rob?
I can, Gary. Yep.
I can't tell who's back there behind the tree, but this shot is no bargain. He's got about 70 yards up over a huge tree, or under it maybe. We'll see.
Quick go gallery view while he does that, and just say that this is the drivable par 4 ninth hole. That ball, I'm not sure who that is, but got pulled a little bit to the left as you play the hole. So we'll see what happens here. Gary, what do you see?
Looks like he's punching it under the tree. I did not see a ball come up on the green. I think he's still short. So Rob will have an eagle putt, a birdie putt, and a guy trying to get up and down for par.
And while they get ready to putt, just quickly, Josh Teplin 1 under for the day, +6 for the tournament. Adam Miller and Kevin Van Rossum are both +1, +8, Gary.
Okay, this looks like Kevin now walking up to the green. I think he might be in the bunker short. Yeah, that was Kevin who hit that shot from another tree, Rob. Not a good place to be in. So let's see if he can get it up and down. That's about all he could do from there, Rob. He's going to have a 35-footer downhill for par. Eagle attempt drop. Oh, 6 inches short. Just to try to save par, Rob. He still has 4 feet down the hill for bogey. Josh has about 8 feet for birdie here. He'll have to settle for par. See if Kevin Van Rossum can clean this up now. Mm.
Well, Gary, I tell you what, that shows you a little bit about how tension-filled that ninth green can be, doesn't it?
It sure does, Rob. We had we had an eagle putt that almost went in, and we had a double bogey. So this hole, it's scoreable if you hit everything. That tee shot is everything. You have to get it on the green, just left of the green, maybe, or maybe even in a bunker right of the green. It's not a bad shot from there, but anything else is going to be you're going to be working to save par on this hole, as we saw with Kevin Van Rossum just now, who walks off with a double bogey.
Gary, while we have you here for a minute, we'll maybe watch the next group come up. It's Jimmy Morton, a young man out of Illinois Wesleyan, Emmett Herb out of St. Thomas and Middleton, Wisconsin, and Michael Mattis out of excuse me, Northern Illinois. We can tell you that Thomas Longbella has birdied the par 5 third hole to go to 1 under for the day and 5 under for the tournament. He now leads by 4 over Matt Tolan and Nate Thompson and Zach Place. Nate Thompson 2 over through 3 holes after having double bogeyed that same par 5 that Thomas Longbella birdied. So a huge swing there. And Matt Tolan with a birdie on the par 5, and he is now to 1 under for the tournament. And Zach Place is currently, he birdied the first hole and is now even after that. So 1 under for the day, 1 under for the tournament. It looked like there was some decent scoring early, Gary. How are conditions out there?
Really good, Rob. A little breezy, not quite as bad as yesterday or the day before. I think the wind has died a little bit, and temperatures in the high 70s, close to 80 right now. It's really perfect. It can't be much better day to play golf. We're lucky with the weather this week, Rob. We've had good weather, a little warm the last couple of days, but tomorrow's supposed to be just ideal with the humidity dropping and temperatures in the high 70s tomorrow. So got lucky. We had a 5-minute rain. I can't even call it a rainstorm. A little tiny downpour yesterday, and that was it.
Wow. Just to wrap up on Adam Miller, Josh Teplin, and Kevin Van Rossum. Van Rossum struggling now. It had 2 bogeys at 6 and 7, par 8, and then doubled 9 to make the turn at 3 over, 10 over for the week. Josh Teplin, who, if I had that right, Gary, that was a par.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and then Adam Miller, they haven't posted yet. Now that would have been the tap-in birdie for Adam Miller, if I'm not mistaken. True.
Correct. He did hit the green with his tee shot and then 2-putted.
So Adam Miller would go to back to even for the day, 7 over for the tournament. Again, Gary, he played 4 tournament rounds Thursday through Sunday in the Madison City, and now is back out here. Made the cut by a hair, or not by a hair. He shot 70 yesterday to get in easily, but it's a lot of tournament golf. And again, 1990. Was it 1995? Not 1995. That's too long ago. 2015 state champion out of Lodi. So he's just a young pup. He can handle that. You and I, we might have trouble walking back-to-back 72-hole tournaments.
I'm going to have trouble walking the back 9 with the leaders today, Rob. So, yeah, this is a fairly walkable golf course. So, it's a classic, old school, Harry Colt, C.H. Allison Parkton gem. And so the greens are close to tees. There's a little elevation changes. I don't know if it shows on this view up 9 fairway, but there's some up and down on 9, and then you go over to 10, and it's an elevated tee shot with the river in the background. So, but it's a walkable golf course for sure. But I don't know if I could do it 4 days in a row, Rob.
While we wait for this next group again, Morton, Herb, and Mattis to come up, Gary, just quickly, Thomas Longbella now is par number 4. He stays at 1 under for the day, 5 under for the week. And as we switch to a gallery view there, so you're not looking just at me, he's been there before, 2-time runner-up, top 5 finishes in 3 of his 5 state AMs. Is this the year of Thomas Longbella?
So far, it appears to be, Rob. So a lot of golf to go. 18 holes tomorrow, and he's finished off his round today. But he's been in. Yesterday, Tom Hallett told me he kind of hit it all over the place, and Longbella confirmed that it wasn't nearly as easy a round as the day before, but he still got 67 out of it. He said he was going to work on his driver because he needs to hit more fairways today and tomorrow. So we'll see if he can hang on here.
Just wanted.
We've got our group coming up to 9 green now, Rob.
Okay, so we'll put me on mute. Put the video on your view, Gary. So tell us what you're seeing, and I'll throw it back to you.
Okay, we had one ball hit the trees left of the green, kind of similar spot to where Kevin was in. And we've got one ball just behind left of the green here on the fringe. I'm guessing he's going to putt that. And then we've got a third ball left of the green also. So that seems to be the miss today. Rob is left. About a 40 or 50-yard shot here, but no tree trouble. And that's going to be a 50-footer, Rob. It's trickling on the left side of the green, or the right side of the green from the player's vantage. It's going to be about a 50-footer for birdie.
Gary, I'm just going to jump in quick here. You might want to pan down just a hair. Getting a lot of
better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better.
Okay.
I'll throw it back to you on the big view.
That'll be about 35 feet for birdie, Rob. About 60 feet for eagle here, Rob. He's got about 8 feet of fringe to putt through. Pretty good effort there. A little over 4 feet for birdie. I think probably a little bit of a misread there, Rob. He's got a good solid 16, 18 feet left there. Maybe a little tentative because of the speed of that downhill putt. It's very possible to putt it off the green, off that false front, and down the hill. Nice par there.
Gary, that looked like Emmett Herb, if I'm not mistaken. That was one I can recognize in that group. I believe his dad on the bag, if I'm not mistaken.
I need their names on their bags, Rob. I do see Jimmy Morton's got his name on his bag. Sorry for the shaking, Rob.
Well, Gary, that's some great stuff there. We're going to wrap it up here in a second and let you get on with business. Because as we were talking here, I just see a candidate for our round of the day in our report card just came in. Chris Cola out of Fond du Lac, the Chico State golfer, birdied 4 holes in a row, started at number 13. He shoots, by my count here, it looks like a 68, 2 under par to move 24 spots up into a tie for 30th. They haven't posted him as final yet, but it's getting there. And then I also wanted to pass along, Gary, you know, we're without 3 of the top amateur golfers in the state at this tournament, but someone making his presence known at the Western Amateur, Harrison Ott, who won 2 years ago up at Minocqua in the long playoff over Thomas Longbella, shoots a 68 today down at Crooked Stick in Carmel, Indiana, and he is currently T6 in the stroke play qualifying for the Western Amateur. I believe they go with 4 rounds of stroke play into the Sweet 16 for match play. And then Pearson Hunt currently 1 over through 6 holes. He shot 74 yesterday, so he's off to a decent start. And then Hunter Eichhorn had a bad start to his round yesterday, Gary. 43 on his back 9, came back with a 34 on the front, shot 36 on the front this morning, and then 37 on the back. So he's 77, 73, tied for 115th. So he's got work to do, but it's too bad these events conflict. But boy, we're seeing, at least with Harrison Ott's, how good Wisconsin amateur golf is with him right in the mix in that stroke play qualifying.
No, that's good news, Rob, for sure. Just before I sign off here, Rob, just the how interesting this 9th hole can be. We had our first tee shot come here in the back bunker in front of me here. That is going to be an extremely difficult shot.
Oh my.
60 feet straight downhill, and if he hits it too hard, he's off the green in front. The second shot off the tee landed about 15 feet short of the pin. Looked like it was going to stop there, and he'd have a nice up the hill eagle putt, but it trickled back down off the hill and probably rolled, 25 yards down the hill. And our third player just hit it in the trees left. So you get a little bit of everything on this hole, Rob.
And this group will be Brady Sauer out of Fond du Lac, Matthew Bachman out of Sheboygan, and Jordan Less out of Elmhurst, Illinois. So 3 more. Now 2 of the 3 are former collegians. Brady Sauer just graduated from Green Bay, Matthew Bachman from Marquette. But yeah, I was just going to say before we sign off, Gary, as you look at that green in front of you, as I look at it here on my screen, and I'll go to gallery view so you can see both me and the what I'm talking about. I mean, it looks like one of those infinity pools where
yeah.
You get to the end of that little line there behind the pin, and we'll see you later. It's almost like the ball is going to roll right back down to that bridge. What a daunting thing, but again, that's what makes this special, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's a very fine line, just like the U.S. Open, as I've been writing about. A very, very fine line between a shot that turns out great and a really good shot that turns out that winds up in a not so good spot. So it's a fine line. Bill Linneman, who set up the course with the WSJ, got exactly what he wanted today. This hole's really interesting. There's an eagle, there's birdies, and there's everything up to double bogeys here. 270 yards. It's everything they can handle.
Well, Gary, we thank you for your time. We'll let you get back to the business of covering the State Am, but we thought it'd be fun to give the viewers an opportunity to see what Milwaukee Country Club looks like for this State Amateur. Have fun today, okay?
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
All right, Gary D'Amato at Milwaukee Country Club, Rob Hernandez back here at our Wisconsin.Golf headquarters. We thank you for watching here on Wisconsin.Golf.